Hello everyone. RJ here. I hope you're having a wonderful night. So, tonight I thought I would talk to you a little bit about your greatness and a little bit about your not to do list. And I want to talk to you about that because I think when we first start trying to achieve things and start to actually go for the life that we want or that version of ourselves that we can see. um there's this laundry list of like to do things to do, and sometimes it can get out of control and feel a little bit overwhelming. Sometimes it's really short, but either way, um the greatness that you see for yourself, and some of you may not see it yet, and that is okay. I want you to open yourself to the possibility that there is greatness in you, and you're just perhaps not seeing it. Perhaps it's a little bit more hidden. Um, some of so There are some people who have like a really clear vision of their greatness and what that looks like should they achieve the full potential of that. And there are some of us that don't have that clear vision, right? But that's also because sometimes it's not, sometimes vision isn't the only thing that motivates you, right? So some people will have this really strong sense of like what that feels like, but if you try to picture it, you don't have it. That's okay. It's all fine. It's all part of the process. And I just want to ask you, like, what is your relationship with your greatness? Do you right now accept the, like, are you at that point where you're like, yes, I definitely have greatness and I'm trying to cultivate a life to support it, to bring it out, to let it live and breathe and be bigger and bolder? Are you at that point where, yes, you realize you have your greatness and you've already created that life? Maybe you're rocking it right now. Maybe you're at the space that, you are realizing, you're starting to realize that you have a greatness to you. And you don't really know what to do with that or how to start to support that, right? And for some of you, um, you may be thinking to yourself that like you just don't have, that you're not really that great. There's really no greatness to you. You're just kind of standard, everyday, run of the mill. And if that is the case for you in terms of like the mentality of where you are right now, I want to encourage you to take a look around you and find the things that like really kind of wow and astonish you, because a lot of times they're not necessarily these massive grandiose things that everyone might think they are. And start to open yourself to the possibility that there is something equally as amazing and awe-inspiring about yourself. Now, so as we start working, like once we start to recognize this greatness in ourselves, and even if we don't know quite what it is yet, but we come to this understanding that yes, there is some sort of greatness about ourselves, and we start trying to coax it out, support it, whatever phase you're in right now, right? It's fine. But when we start trying to do that, we tend to start like, we have these ideas of steps to take and things to do, and we get very, very in our like active mind, right? And like thinking about things and trying to plan, and it's very, we tend to only look at the things that we need to be doing keep doing, start doing. Okay. And I want to take the time to remind you that you also need to take a look at and understand the things that you will not be doing, right? The things that you need to stop doing, okay? The things that you need to limit the amount of time you spend doing, okay? Because not everything that you are doing now is going to feed and help grow into the greatness that you see for yourself, like you achieving, like living in that the full potential of your greatness. And so I'll give you an example, right? And it doesn't matter what the particular greatness you see for yourself is right now. It really it's across the board that this is going to hold true. There are going to be some things that do not serve to get you to that. And they're probably like, there will be some things in general, like the future might not serve, but there are probably some things that you're doing now that aren't helping you get there. And when we take the time to look at and understand that, like, hey, it's not always about what I need to do. Sometimes it's about what I need to not do. We can start to look at and start to create shifts in our lives, because we can start doing some of the behaviors that are not helping to serve our progression. So, for example, if you are, let's say you're trying to build more in your intellectual capacity, right? So you want to learn more, you want to study more, you're looking to grow in that area. So it's very easy to go down this path of like, okay, well, I need to take this class and I need to go here and do this thing and I need to study and I need to read this book. Uh, and that all may be very true and well and good. But you're also going to need to find ways to make time for that stuff, right? And right now maybe you have a lot of time, maybe you don't, but you're going to need to be able to make space for doing the things that actually need to be done, which means that you're going to have to stop doing the things that are unnecessary. And sometimes we have a lot of those and we don't really realize it because we're really good at filling up space, right? Like if there's some sort of emptiness, we try to fill it. Uh, and that's just kind of, law of nature, right? Like the universe abhors a vacuum. So something's going to go in empty space. And sometimes if we are not mindful, what goes in these empty spaces are things that are counterproductive to what we're looking to achieve and the direction we're wanting to head. So, some of the things that, for example, if we stick with our, like, hey, we're wanting to increase our intellectual capacity and we're wanting to learn more and things like that, then you might, like, it might be you stop watching normal TV, right? Like where it's just like normal sitcoms, you're not really learning anything. And so that may get traded in for documentaries, that may get traded in for, that may become your study time, whatever it is, right? You'll stop doing the things that just kind of waste time, and maybe like numb you out a little bit instead of allowing you to be actively engaging your mind. So, another example, if let's take like another topic and let's say you are now working toward becoming a speaker, right? Because that's part of your greatness and you're working to build that business and you need to put yourself out there and you need all the things that you need and you've got your like checklist of like, I need to do this. Well, cool. Like, what do you need to move off your plate in order to do that? What do you need to what are you currently doing? What's currently in your list of like, I gotta do, and really ask yourself if you actually have to do it. So there is a difference between something needing to be done and you needing to be the one to do it. So take a look at things. I'm a huge proponent of like, there is never time, you make time, right? And if you're waiting until you have the time, like you're just not going to do whatever it is you're waiting to do. So you just need to start making the time. And when we start making the time, part of how we make time is to realize what are the things that I'm holding on to doing because like I'm just used to doing them, or because I have this limiting belief that says, oh, like nobody else can do this. And really start to ask yourself if that's true. You know, we spend a lot of time doing things that could easily be someone else doing it. And sometimes we won't take that option because we're worried about like what is that going to look like and other people's opinions of it, or because we don't like doing it. Sometimes we're like, oh, but I don't want to put that off on somebody else who like you would be paying them to do it. But the thing is like what you hate is like someone else's joy. There is honestly a person that enjoys doing it. And I know sometimes with like the way we feel about things, like you find that hard to fathom, but honestly, it is. And so why are you making yourself suffer through doing stuff that you absolutely hate when you can find someone to like pay to do it, right? And it takes it off your plate, and then you get to spend more time doing what it is you love, or doing what it is that's going to help you progress and move toward this greatness and realizing it in this lifetime. So, your not to do list, the things that you're not going to do, the things that you're going to stop doing, is just as important as your to do list. And it's important because it's what helps make space for you to actually accomplish the to do list. So that's what I wanted to leave you with today. Your greatness is going to, yes, it's going to require action, it's going to require work, and it's also going to require some boundaries around things that you're just not going to do and deal with. So have a great night, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye.